There's never enough money. Welcome to day 2 in our 30-day Unlock Money Magic adventure, specifically created for women. Today we want to look under the hood of this belief there's never enough money. And while there are many other not enough beliefs, like not enough time, not enough energy, not enough love, we want to look at not enough money today. Now, where this comes from is a sense of survival. And the truth is that historically, for the vast majority of human history, it was the truth. There was not enough. And only those who had enough and made sure they had enough survived. So there were only so many berries on the bush. There were only so many animals that could be hunted. And when our ancestors ran out of food, they did not survive. Now that is still in our nervous system and it has been passed down. It's a belief that is deeply ingrained in us, and it makes perfect sense that it was, because that was the reality. There was just never enough. Today, the connection to money is we need money to buy food to survive. We need money to pay for shelter, to pay for transportation. So it makes sense when you look at it that way that there's a direct link between money and survival. So let that sink in for a moment. However, and here's where we start poking holes into the different beliefs, right? Right now, you are alive. And if you're also believing there's never enough money, but we need money to survive, something doesn't fit, right? There's a disconnect. If you have survived up until now, and you have because you're watching this, that means you must have found a way, you must have found enough money to get this far. And I'm not trying to be cute. It's really truly a way of telling our brains, hey, this is what we believed up until now. Let's look at it differently, because this is how we dismantle limiting beliefs. So in our tapping today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the negative, the truth of how we feel. We're going to feel into our bodies. What does it feel like to believe that? And then we are going to go into the possibility of a new story, starting to shift that story that there's never enough money and what that could look like. So we are going to use EFT tapping. So just real quick, the points are side of the hand or karate chop, top of the head, the eyebrow, the side of the eye, under the nose, chin crease, collarbone, under the arm, right where your bra strap is, and back to the top of the head. You can tap left, right, both sides. It's a very forgiving process. You can skip points. It doesn't matter. So take a deep breath in and out. Now close your eyes if you feel comfortable to do so. And just for a moment, tune into this. There's never enough money. And where in your body do you feel that? You could even put your hand on that spot in your body. And what does that feel like? And this is why we're using EFT, because our beliefs don't just live in our heads, they live in our bodies. And we need a mind-body tool to let them go. There's never enough money. Just feel it. And just be curious about it. Where does it live? What does it feel like? And on a scale from 0 to 10, how true does it feel right now? 0, it doesn't feel true at all. And 10, it feels absolutely like a fact. All right, so let's start tapping. Side of the hand. Even though there is never enough money, and just repeat it out loud or in your mind after me. Even though there's never enough money, and I have believed that story, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I can feel in my body that this is the truth, I'm willing to consider that there could be another story. Even though I have lived my life that there's never enough money, and I've seen the proof in my life and the lives of the people around me, I am still open to the possibility that this could be an old, outdated story. Okay, stop tapping on the karate chop, take a deep breath in and out. And then tap to the points. For the first round, I'm going to call out the points and then you can tap at your own pace. So top of the head. There is never enough money. Eyebrow point. There's just never enough money. Side of the eye. And it feels so true. Under your eyes. It feels like a fact. Under your nose. There is never enough money. To increase. I have so much proof of that. Collarbone. And I may not be willing to let this go. Under your arm. And that will be okay too. Top of the head. And just tap to the points at your own pace. The feeling of there's never enough money feels so tightly connected to survival. I need this belief to survive. I can't let this belief go. I have to hold on to this belief to survive. But what if that's not true anymore? What if this has been true for the vast majority of human history? But what if it's not true anymore today? Our ancestors had to hunt and gather. And truly, there were only so many berries on a bush and so many animals they could hunt. And their resources really were absolutely limited and scarce. And that was the truth then. Today, I'm not going out to hunt and gather for my food. I go to the grocery store. Times have changed. I live in a different reality. This feeling of there's never enough money in my body. I'm willing to feel this right now. I'm tuning into this feeling with all the compassion I can muster. There's never enough money. I can feel it in my body. It is safe to feel this. And it's also safe to let it go. This feeling in my body. There's never enough money. It feels so uncomfortable. So restrictive. So scary. Maybe I don't have to hold on to this belief. Maybe I can let it go. Or maybe I can even let a little bit of it go. When I look at my life, I have plenty of proof that I've had enough money up until now to survive. I had enough money to buy food, to pay for shelter, to get clothes, to pay for transportation. I've actually had enough money up until now. I guess I'm not as bad at this thing as I thought I was. I can actually give myself a pat on the back for surviving up until now, despite this belief. And I wonder what's possible if I actually change my mind and realize that this is an old, outdated belief. I'm willing to consider that. I'm willing to feel into that. Just for a moment, I'm willing to remember all the things I already have in my life right now. The truth is, I have enough clothes. I have enough food. I have enough money to pay for my shelter. Actually, I probably have an abundance of stuff. And all along the way, I had enough money to pay for all this. I may not live the lifestyle I would prefer, but I am surviving. Probably quite nicely compared to many people in this world. So I'm going to feel into my body what it feels like to have enough money for certain things. And as I go through this list, not everything may be true, but I know some of it is, and I can come up with my own list. Right now, I have enough money to pay for my food. Right now, I have enough money for shelter. Right now, I have enough money to have clothing. Right now, I probably have enough money to buy things I don't absolutely need for survival. What does that feel like in my body to feel that I have enough already? And what would it feel like to have plenty? Ooh, I like the way that feels. I like the word plenty. What if I could have plenty? Way more than just enough. I could feel into this feeling of plenty. I'm going to do that right now. The feeling of plenty. The feeling of having an abundant amount of stuff. Abundance is a nice word. Sufficient is a nice word. I am willing to just experiment with this new way of thinking. I'm going to consider that this old, outdated story that there's never enough money has actually created the appearance of not enough money in my life. And since I'm not a fan of what that feels like in my body, and I don't really care for how that shows up in my life today, I'm just going to decide to change my mind. I am willing to feel into the possibility that I could have enough and plenty. And the more I feel into that, the more I allow my life to shift. And the really cool thing is, I'm not doing this alone. More and more women shift into abundance and plenty. And I'm catching the wave, and we're doing it together. And I love how that feels. Okay, stop tapping, take deep breath in and out. Feel what that feels like in your body. And then get out your tracker and either the Google Sheets interactive tracker or your printable one. Write down how you feel after this tapping and fill out all the other fun stuff in the tracker. And then also record what is the unexpected income and the blessings you have already noticed in your life. If you have not downloaded the tracker, it's in the description below, so just click on the link. It's totally free, and it really is an integral part of this whole adventure, because the more you focus on unexpected income and blessings and miracles from a playful, curious point of view, the more you're going to create it and attract it into your life. So I'll see you on day 3. Make sure you're subscribed, that your notifications are turned on. Invite a friend to do this with you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Until then.